The fall from grace. Captain Saracen knew she was going to die. The warning alarm screamed through her damaged fighter as it tumbled through the atmosphere of an unknown planet. 3 months ago, she'd been humanity's hero. The pilot who'd saved the colony ship Atlantis from pirate raiders. Today, she was a traitor with a death sentence. But Sarah hadn't betrayed anyone. She'd discovered something worse than treason. She'd found proof that Admiral Marcus Webb was selling military secrets to the Krell Empire. When she tried to report it, he'd turned everything around. Suddenly, Sarah was the traitor. Her records were erased. Her family was told she'd died in combat. And she'd spent 87 days in a military prison before managing to escape. Now her stolen ship was falling apart around her. Come on, Sarah whispered, fighting the controls. The planet below was beautiful. Purple oceans, silver forests, 3 moons hanging in a pink sky. She'd never seen anything like it in all her years exploring space. The ship hit the treetops. Metal screamed. The world spun. Then everything went black. The girl with silver eyes. Pain woke Sarah up. Her whole body hurt. Blood ran down her face. The cockpit was crushed around her like a metal cage. Through the broken canopy, she could see silver leaves and pink sky. I'm alive, she said. Her voice sounded strange. Weak. How am I alive? Something moved in the trees. Sarah tried to reach for her weapon, but her arm wouldn't work right. Broken, probably. She watched helplessly as a figure emerged from the forest. It was a child. A girl, maybe 9 or 10 years old. But she wasn't human. Her skin was pale silver, almost glowing. Her hair was long and white, flowing around her like water. And her eyes. Her eyes were completely silver, with no pupils at all. They seemed to glow with their own light. The girl wore simple clothes made from some kind of plant fiber. She carried a basket full of strange fruits. And she was staring at Sarah with her mouth open in shock. Hello, Sarah tried to say. It came out as a croak. The girl dropped her basket. The fruits rolled everywhere. She took a step back, then stopped. Her silver eyes studied Sarah carefully. You're one of them, the girl whispered. Her voice was musical, like wind chimes. You're a human. A real human. Sarah blinked. You speak English? I speak all the old languages. My grandmother taught me. The girl moved closer, her fear seeming to fade. But humans are gone. Everyone knows that. The Great War destroyed your worlds 300 years ago. You're extinct. Not quite, Sarah managed to smile, though it hurt. I'm Sarah. And I really need help getting out of this ship. The girl studied her for a long moment. Then she nodded. I'm Luna. And you're bleeding a lot. Wait here. I'm not going anywhere, Sarah said. Luna ran off into the forest. Sarah tried to stay awake, but darkness kept trying to pull her down. She fought it. If she passed out now, she might never wake up. Luna returned quickly. She wasn't alone. With her came a woman who looked like an older version of Luna. Same silver skin, same white hair, same glowing eyes. But this woman's face was harder. More suspicious. Mother, look, Luna said excitedly. A real human. Like in the stories. The woman approached carefully. She studied Sarah the way a scientist studies a strange bug. I am Arya, she said finally. Luna's mother. This planet is called Silvara. You are the first outsider to find us in 3 centuries. Lucky me, Sarah tried to joke, but it came out as a gasp of pain. Arya's expression softened slightly. Luna, help me get her out. Carefully. The hidden village. It took an hour to free Sarah from the wreckage. By then, she'd passed out twice from the pain. When she finally came to again, she was lying on something soft. A bed, she realized. A real bed with blankets and everything. She was in a small room carved from living wood. The walls were smooth and warm. Through a window, she could see a village. Houses built into and around massive silver trees. People moving through the streets. All of them with silver skin and white hair. "You're awake," Luna's voice came from beside the bed. The girl was sitting in a chair, watching Sarah with fascination. "Mother fixed your arm. And your ribs. And your head. You were very broken." "How long was I out?" Sarah asked. 2 days. "We thought you might die." Luna leaned forward. "Are you really human? Like, really truly human? Not a trick or a ghost?" "Really truly human," Sarah confirmed. "I promise." Luna's face lit up like a sunrise. "This is amazing. Wait until I tell everyone. They won't believe it. A real human, alive, in our village." She paused. "Why did you crash here? Were you running from something?" Sarah's smile faded. "Yeah. You could say that." "From what?" "Bad people. People who wanted to hurt me because I found out their secrets." Luna processed this seriously. "That's not fair. If you found out bad secrets, you should be the hero, not the one who gets hurt." "That's what I thought too," Sarah said quietly. The door opened. Arya entered, carrying a tray with food and water. "Luna, let her rest. She needs to recover." "But mother, she's the first human anyone's seen in 300 years. Grandmother will want to meet her. The whole village will want to meet her." "Which is exactly why she needs rest first," Arya said firmly. But Sarah saw something in the woman's silver eyes. Not just curiosity. Fear, maybe. Or worry. "What happened 300 years ago?" Sarah asked. "Why do you think humans are extinct?" Arya and Luna exchanged glances. Finally, Arya spoke. "The war. The Great War between humans and the Krell Empire. It destroyed everything. All the human worlds burned. The Krell hunted down the survivors. When the war ended, humans were gone. Or so we thought." Sarah's blood ran cold. "The Krell. They're still out there?" "They rule half the galaxy now," Arya said. "This planet is hidden. Protected by barriers our ancestors built. The Krell don't know we exist. And we work very hard to keep it that way." "Then I've put you in danger," Sarah realized. "If they tracked me here. If they find out about your world." "Did anyone follow you?" Arya's voice was sharp. "I don't think so. My ship's tracker was destroyed in the escape. But Admiral Webb is smart. He's cruel. If he thinks I'm alive, he'll keep looking." Luna grabbed Sarah's hand. "We won't let him find you. You're safe here. Isn't she, Mother? We protect people. That's what we do." Arya was quiet for a long moment. "Luna, go tell your grandmother we have a guest. An important one." When Luna left, practically bouncing with excitement, Arya sat down beside Sarah's bed. "My daughter has a good heart. Too good sometimes. She doesn't understand that keeping you here might destroy everything we've built." "I can leave," Sarah said. "As soon as I'm strong enough. I won't bring trouble to your people." "And go where?" Arya asked. "You said yourself that this admiral is hunting you. You have no ship, no resources, no allies." She paused. "Besides, Luna's already claimed you as her friend. And what Luna wants, Luna usually gets. She's stubborn like her grandmother." Despite everything, Sarah smiled. "She seems like a good kid." "She's the best thing in my life," Arya said softly. "Which is why I'm trusting you with something important. If you betray that trust, if you put my daughter in danger, I will end you. Understood?" "Understood," Sarah said. "But I promise you, I'm not here to hurt anyone. I just want to survive." To clear my name. To make sure the bad guys don't win. Arya studied her with those silver eyes. Finally, she nodded. Then rest. Heal. In 3 days, you'll meet the council. They'll decide if you can stay. And if they say no? Arya's expression was unreadable. Then you'll have 3 days to figure out where to go next. The ancient grandmother. The village of silver trees. 3 days passed quickly. Sarah's body healed faster than she expected. Arya explained that their medicine was advanced, using techniques passed down from the old times before the war. Whatever they'd given Sarah worked miracles. Her broken arm felt almost normal. The pain in her ribs faded to a dull ache. Luna visited every day. She was full of questions. What was Earth like? Did humans really have ships that could travel faster than light? Was it true that humans could survive in any environment? Sarah answered as best she could, though some questions made her heart hurt. Earth was gone now. Destroyed in the Krell War. The Earth Luna asked about only existed in history files. On the morning of the 3rd day, Luna burst into Sarah's room before dawn. Grandmother wants to meet you. Right now. Before the council. She says it's important. Sarah sat up, still groggy. What's your grandmother like? Luna's face got very serious. She's the oldest person in the village. She remembers before the war. She actually met humans when she was young. Luna's silver eyes went wide. She's going to be so excited. The woman who remembered. Grandmother lived in the oldest tree in the village. A massive silver trunk that reached toward the pink sky like a pillar holding up the world. Luna led Sarah up a spiral staircase carved into the wood itself. At the top was a room filled with books and screens and devices Sarah didn't recognize. In the center of it all sat a woman who looked impossibly ancient and impossibly beautiful at the same time. Her silver skin was lined with age. Her white hair fell past her waist. But her silver eyes were sharp and bright and filled with intelligence that made Sarah feel like a child. Grandmother, Luna said happily. This is Sarah. The human I told you about. The old woman stood slowly. She approached Sarah and reached out to touch her face. Her fingers were gentle but firm. You're real, she whispered. After all these years. After everyone said your kind was gone forever. You're real. Tears ran down the grandmother's silver cheeks. Sarah found herself crying too, though she wasn't sure why. I'm Celeste, the old woman said. And I have waited 300 years to speak with a human again. Come, sit. We have much to discuss before the council makes their judgment. The truth about the war. They sat at a table near the window. Luna brought tea that smelled like flowers and starlight. Celeste studied Sarah carefully. Tell me, Celeste said. What do humans teach about the war? About why the Krell tried to destroy you? Sarah thought back to her history lessons. We were told the Krell saw us as a threat. That they wanted to be the only dominant species in the galaxy. That they attacked without warning and tried to wipe us out. And do you believe that? Celeste asked. I used to. Before I saw what my own people were capable of. Before I learned that my commanding officer was selling weapons to our enemies. Sarah's hands clenched. Now I don't know what to believe. Celeste nodded slowly. I was young when the war began. Only 40 years old. I worked with the human researchers who came to study our world. They were good people, Sarah. Kind people. They shared their knowledge freely. They helped us advance our medicine, our technology. Luna listened with wide eyes. She'd probably heard this story before, but it still fascinated her. Then the war started, Celeste continued. And everything changed. The humans left, promising to return. They never did. We heard stories of worlds burning. Of the Krell fleet sweeping through human space like a plague. Of humanity making its final stand at Earth itself. Earth fell, Sarah said quietly. Everyone knows that. But do you know why? Celeste leaned forward. The Krell didn't attack because humans were a threat. They attacked because humans discovered something. Something that terrified the Krell Empire. Sarah's heart started beating faster. What did we discover? The song, Celeste said simply. Luna gasped. Sarah looked between them, confused. What song? The song of the stars themselves, Celeste explained. Your scientists found it by accident. A pattern in the background radiation of space. At first, they thought it was just cosmic noise. But it wasn't noise. It was a message. A message that had been playing since the beginning of the universe itself. I don't understand, Sarah said. The message proved something the Krell had hidden for thousands of years. Celeste's voice dropped to almost a whisper. It proved that the Krell weren't the original rulers of the galaxy. That they'd taken control by destroying another civilization. An older civilization that built the portals, the jump gates, everything the Krell claimed they'd invented. Sarah's mind raced. So the Krell started a war to keep humans from sharing this information? They did more than that. They tried to erase humanity entirely. To make sure no one would ever learn the truth. Celeste's silver eyes were sad. They almost succeeded. But some humans survived. Small groups, scattered across hidden worlds. Like you, Sarah. Survivors keeping the memory alive. The Council's choice. The Council met in the Great Hall at the center of the village. 50 silver-skinned people sat in a circle. Sarah stood in the middle, feeling very small and very alone. Luna had wanted to come, but children weren't allowed at council meetings. She'd hugged Sarah tightly before she left, whispering, "You'll do great. Just tell the truth." The truth. Sarah wasn't even sure what the truth was anymore. The council leader was a tall man named Orion. His silver eyes were cold as he looked at Sarah. You have brought danger to our world. Your presence here risks everything our ancestors built. Give us one reason why we shouldn't send you away. Sarah took a deep breath. Because I can help you. I was a military captain. I know how the current human governments work. I know their technology, their tactics, their secrets. If the Krell ever find this world, you'll need that knowledge. And if we keep you here, a woman council member said, how do we know you won't betray us like you betrayed your own people? I didn't betray anyone, Sarah said firmly. I tried to stop a traitor. I tried to do the right thing. And I was punished for it. She looked around the circle. I'm not asking for charity. I'm asking for a chance. A chance to prove that not all humans are dead. That we're still worth saving. That we can still make a difference. Celeste stood from her seat. I have something to add. Sarah Chen carries information the Krell would kill to suppress. She knows about Admiral Webb's dealings with them. She's seen proof of ongoing cooperation between human traders and the Krell Empire. If we send her away, that knowledge dies with her. And if we keep her, Orion said, the Krell might trace her here. Might discover our world. Might destroy us all. They might, Celeste agreed. But I believe Sarah's knowledge is worth the risk. I believe she can help us prepare. Help us survive. Help us finally stand against the empire that has controlled the galaxy for too long. The council members whispered among themselves. Sarah waited, her heart pounding. Finally, Orion spoke. You may stay, Sarah Chen. For now. But you will be watched. You will be tested. And if you give us any reason to doubt you, any reason at all, you will be cast out. Understood? Understood, Sarah said. Relief flooded through her. Thank you. I won't let you down. As she left the great hall, Luna was waiting outside. The girl threw her arms around Sarah's waist. You get to stay. I knew it. I told everyone you'd get to stay. Sarah hugged her back. Looks like you're stuck with me, kid. Good, Luna said happily. Because I've got about 1 million more questions about humans. And you're going to teach me everything. The Admiral's shadow. Building a new life. Months passed. Sarah became part of the village. She helped repair buildings using human engineering techniques. She taught the hunters how to track using military methods. She shared everything she knew about surviving in a hostile galaxy. And slowly, carefully, she started to feel like she belonged. Luna was her constant companion. The girl soaked up knowledge like a sponge. She learned how to read star charts, how to calculate jump trajectories, how to identify different ship types from their engine signatures. Sarah had never thought of herself as a teacher, but Luna made it easy. The girl's enthusiasm was infectious. Arya warmed up to Sarah too. They spent evenings talking about tactics and strategy. Arya was brilliant, Sarah realized. She saw patterns and connections that most military officers would miss. Together, they started designing a defense plan for the village. Just in case. Do you really think the Krell will find us? Arya asked one night. Sarah looked at the stars through the window. I think they never stopped looking for human survivors. And I think Admiral Webb is working with them. If he's still searching for me, if he's using Krell resources. She shook her head. We need to be ready. The warning signal. It was Luna who found it. She'd been practicing with the communication equipment Sarah had salvaged from her crashed ship. Just playing around, trying different frequencies. Then she picked up something. A signal. Faint but definitely there. Sarah. Luna ran to find her. Sarah, come quick. There's something weird on the scanner. Sarah dropped what she was doing and followed Luna to the communication room. One look at the scanner made her blood run cold. 3 ships. Military grade. Moving through nearby space in a search pattern. Get your mother, Sarah said quietly. And get Celeste. Right now. Within an hour, the village leadership gathered around the scanner. They watched the ships move. Searching. Hunting. How close are they? Orion demanded. 2 systems away, Sarah said. At their current speed, they'll reach this sector in about a week. Maybe less. Can they detect our shields? Arya asked. I don't know. Your technology is old, but it's sophisticated. If they're using standard military scanners, probably not. But if the Krell enhanced their systems. Sarah trailed off. We should assume they can find us eventually. Then we fight, Orion said. We've hidden long enough. You can't fight them, Sarah said urgently. 3 military cruisers against a peaceful village? It would be a massacre. We need to hide. Go dark. Make this planet look completely empty. Celeste nodded. Sarah's right. We shut down everything. All the power systems. All the technology. We become invisible. And if that doesn't work? Luna asked. Her voice was small, scared. Sarah knelt down to Luna's level. Then we run. I've got a plan for that too. But it won't come to that. I promise. She hoped she wasn't lying. The dark days. The village went silent. All the lights turned off. All the machines stopped. People moved quietly through the streets, speaking in whispers. They prepared emergency packs. They taught the children where to hide. They waited. Sarah spent those days on the roof of Celeste's tree, watching the sky with a military scanner. Luna stayed with her, refusing to leave. Together, they watched the ships draw closer. Tell me about Earth, Luna said on the 3rd day. What was it like before the war? Sarah thought back to the history files she'd studied. Beautiful. Blue oceans and green continents. Cities that sparkled at night. Mountains and forests and deserts. My grandmother used to tell me stories about visiting the Grand Canyon. About seeing the pyramids. About swimming in the Pacific Ocean. I wish I could have seen it, Luna said wistfully. Me too, kid. Me too. On the 5th day, the ships entered the system. Sarah watched them approach, her hands sweating. 1 cruiser. 2. 3. They moved in formation, scanning each planet methodically. Getting closer to Silvara. They're going to find us, Luna whispered. Maybe not. Your shields are good. Your technology is different enough that it might not register on their scanners. But Sarah's voice lacked confidence. The lead ship stopped. It turned. Pointed directly at Silvara. They found us, Sarah said. Luna, run. Tell everyone to evacuate. Now. But Luna grabbed her arm. Wait. Look. The ship was turning away. All 3 ships were turning away. They continued their search pattern, moving to the next system. Leaving Silvara behind. Sarah couldn't believe it. The shields worked. They actually worked. Luna threw her arms around Sarah's neck. We're safe. We're safe. But Sarah's relief was short-lived. Because on the scanner, she saw something else. A small ship. A scout vessel. It had separated from the main fleet. And it was coming back. Heading straight for Silvara. Moving fast. No, Sarah breathed. No, no, no. The Admiral arrives. The scout ship landed outside the village. 1 person emerged. Sarah recognized him from 100 briefings, 1,000 nightmares. Admiral Marcus Webb. He walked toward the village gates like he owned the planet. Sarah Chan, his voice boomed across the forest. I know you're here. Your ship's signature was all over this sector. Come out. Let's end this. Sarah stood at the gates. Arya and Orion flanked her. Celeste and Luna watched from behind. The whole village had gathered, silver-skinned people with worried faces. Admiral Webb, Sarah called back. You're trespassing on a protected world. Leave now. Webb laughed. Protected? By who? These silver freaks? You think they can stop the Krell Empire? He took a step closer. You've got information that belongs to me, Sarah. Data you stole from military files. Evidence of things that never happened. Come quietly, and I'll make sure your friends here survive. You're working with them, Sarah said. With the Krell. You're helping them find human survivors. Helping them finish what they started 300 years ago. I'm ensuring humanity's survival, Webb corrected. By cooperating with the winning side. The Krell rule this galaxy now. Fighting them is suicide. Joining them is smart. And you were always supposed to be smart, Sarah. Until you got stupid and tried to play hero. Luna stepped forward. Her silver eyes blazed with anger. You're a bad man. You hurt people. You lie. My friend Sarah is worth 100 of you. Webb's face twisted. A child. They've got you protecting children now, Sarah? How far you've fallen. She's braver than you'll ever be, Sarah said quietly. All of them are. They survived when humanity couldn't. They built something beautiful while you were selling out to murderers. Last chance, Webb said. He pulled out a weapon. Come with me, or I start shooting. Starting with the kid. He aimed at Luna. Sarah moved without thinking. She threw herself in front of Luna. The shot rang out. But it wasn't Sarah who fell. It was Webb. He dropped to his knees, a silver arrow through his shoulder. Arya stood behind him, her bow ready for another shot. You threatened my daughter, Arya said coldly. Big mistake. More arrows appeared, held by village hunters who'd surrounded Webb while he was focused on Sarah. The Admiral tried to reach for his weapon again. Another arrow pinned his hand to the ground. He screamed. You can't kill me, Webb gasped. The Krell know where I am. If I don't report back, they'll send the whole fleet. Then we better move fast, Sarah said. She looked at Orion. Is the evacuation plan ready? It is, Celeste said, stepping forward. Everything is prepared. Just as you suggested. Sarah nodded. She walked over to Webb, knelt beside him. You were right about one thing. I did steal data from military files, including the location codes for every hidden human colony in the galaxy. Codes the Krell don't have yet. Codes you were planning to sell them. Webb's eyes widened. You wouldn't. I'm going to do something better. I'm going to warn them. Every human survivor out there is going to know you're a traitor. And they're going to know the Krell are coming. Sarah smiled grimly. See, you taught me something important. Sometimes the best way to survive isn't to hide. It's to fight back. The Song of Stars. The escape. The village moved with practiced efficiency. Everything they'd prepared for came into play. Hidden ships emerged from underground hangars. Supplies that had been packed for weeks were loaded in minutes. Families gathered together, helping each other, making sure no one was left behind. Luna stayed close to Sarah, her small hand gripping tight. Where are we going? Somewhere the Krell can't find us, Sarah said. Your grandmother knows a place. An old human research station that's been abandoned for centuries. We'll be safe there. But this is our home, Luna said. Her silver eyes filled with tears. I grew up here. All my memories are here. Sarah knelt down. I know, sweetheart. I know it's hard. But sometimes keeping the people we love safe means leaving behind the places we love. You'll make new memories. Better ones. I promise. Arya approached them, carrying packs. The ships are almost loaded. Sarah, you'll fly with me and Luna. Celeste wants you on the flagship. Says you know the coordinates she's thinking of. I do, Sarah confirmed. She'd found the station's location in the old files she'd stolen. A human research base called Harmony Station. Built to study the Song of the Stars. Abandoned when the war started. Perfect for hiding a village of refugees. They left Webb tied up for the Krell to find. Let him explain to his masters why he'd failed. Let him face the consequences of his betrayal. The fleet of survivors. The ships lifted off as the twin suns set. 30 vessels in all. Everything the village had kept hidden for centuries. They rose through Silvara's pink sky, leaving their home behind. Sarah piloted one of the ships with Arya beside her and Luna in the back. The girl watched through the viewport as her planet grew smaller. Silent tears ran down her silver cheeks. I'm sorry, Sarah said softly. This is my fault. If I hadn't crashed here, if Webb hadn't followed me. Stop, Arya said firmly. You gave us warning. You helped us prepare. Without you, the Krell would have found us eventually, and we would have had no defense, no plan, nothing. She glanced at Sarah. You saved us. Remember that. The fleet jumped to hyperspace. Stars stretched and bent. Reality shifted. They emerged 3 jumps later in a system that looked dead. No planets close to the sun. No signs of life. Just rocks and ice and darkness. There, Celeste's voice came over the calm third moon of the gas giant. The station should still be there. They approached carefully. And there it was. Harmony Station. A massive structure built into the moon's surface. Ancient but intact. Powered down but not destroyed. Home sweet home, Sarah murmured. Awakening the station. It took days to bring the station back online. The systems were old, built with human technology from before the war. But they worked. Slowly, the lights came on. Life support activated. Power cores hummed to life. Luna explored every corridor with childlike wonder. This is amazing. There's a whole garden level. And a research lab. And Sarah, there's a room full of old human music. Real music from Earth. Sarah found her in that music room later. Luna was listening to something classical. Piano and strings. Her eyes were closed, swaying gently. Beautiful, isn't it? Sarah said. Luna opened her eyes. Is this what Earth sounded like? Some of it. Earth had every kind of music. Fast music, slow music, sad music, happy music. Music for dancing. Music for thinking. Music for feeling alive. Sarah sat beside her. My grandmother used to say that music was humanity's greatest achievement. Not the ships or the technology or the cities. The music. They sat together, listening. Outside the station, in the cold vacuum of space, the universe continued its ancient dance. Stars burned. Planets turned. And somewhere, hidden in the background radiation, the song played on. The discovery. It was Celeste who made the breakthrough. 2 weeks after they'd settled into Harmony Station, she called everyone to the main research lab. Sarah and Luna arrived to find dozens of screens showing complex equations and wave patterns. I found it, Celeste said. Her voice shook with excitement. The song. The message that the Krell wanted to hide. It's still here. Still playing. Sarah stared at the screens. What does it say? That's the amazing part. It's not words. It's coordinates. Celeste pulled up a star map. Look. The song is a map. A map to something old. Something that existed before the Krell. Before the humans. Before any of us. Luna pressed her face close to the screen. What's at the coordinates? I don't know, Celeste admitted. But the original human researchers thought it might be them. The precursors. The civilization that built the portals and the jump gates. The ones the Krell destroyed and then pretended never existed. If we could reach them, Arya said slowly, if they're still out there somehow. They might help us, Sarah finished. Help all the survivors. Human and otherwise. Help us stand against the Krell. It's a long shot, Orion said. These coordinates could lead to nothing. Empty space. Dead worlds. Or they could lead to hope, Luna said quietly. Everyone turned to look at her. The girl's silver eyes were bright with determination. Sarah taught me that humans never give up. That they always keep fighting, no matter how bad things get. Well, we're part human now. All of us who survived. We carry their spirit. Their stubbornness. She smiled. I think we should go. I think we should follow the song. The new mission. The council met that night. They debated for hours. Some wanted to stay hidden. To keep the station secret and live in peace. Others wanted to risk everything for the chance at something more. In the end, it was Celeste who made the final argument. 300 years ago, the Krell tried to erase the truth. They destroyed human civilization because humans discovered their secret. And they succeeded. For 3 centuries, the lie has stood. The old woman looked around at her people. But now we have a chance to uncover the truth. To finish what the humans started. To prove that the Krell's empire is built on murder and deception. And if we fail? Orion asked. Then we fail together, Celeste said. But I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of living in fear. I want to know the truth. Even if it kills me. Luna raised her hand. I vote we go. I want to meet the precursors. I want to hear the song up close. One by one, the others agreed. The vote was unanimous. They would follow the coordinates. They would chase the song across the galaxy. They would find the truth, whatever it cost. The journey begins. 2 months later, they were ready. The ships were repaired and upgraded. Supplies were loaded. The station was set to automatic, ready to welcome them back if they returned. Sarah stood at the viewport of the flagship with Luna beside her. The girl had grown taller in the months since they'd met. More confident. More brave. She wore a pilot's jacket that Sarah had given her. Too big, but Luna insisted on wearing it anyway. "Are you scared?" Luna asked. "Terrified," Sarah admitted. "But excited too. We're going to see things no one has seen in millennia. We're going to learn secrets that were supposed to stay buried forever." "Will the Krell try to stop us?" "Probably. Webb will tell them what we're planning. They'll send ships. Maybe whole fleets." Sarah put her arm around Luna's shoulders. "But we're not alone anymore. There are other survivors out there. Other humans in hiding. And when they hear what we've found, when they learn about the song, they'll join us." "A rebellion," Luna said, testing the word. "A revolution," Sarah corrected. "We're going to change everything." Arya joined them, taking Luna's other side. The three of them stood together, looking at the stars. "Ready?" Arya asked. "Ready," Sarah and Luna said together. The fleet activated their engines. Reality bent. The stars stretched. And 30 ships full of hope and determination jumped into hyperspace, chasing a song that had been playing since the universe was born. Behind them, in the cold darkness of space, Harmony Station waited. A beacon for any who might come looking. A promise that humanity wasn't dead. That the fight wasn't over. That somewhere out there, in the vast darkness between the stars, the truth was waiting to be found.